Yeah,
Excellent.
long time no see. I like
I
the
know.
NWO shirt.
I know. I figured it was better than it was that or your face, and I've done that to you before. You didn't need that one. Um, Very funny to talk in general, but also about this. By the way, first of all, to the grape.
Oh, hell yeah. To the
Um,
grape. I got no
I
wine.
no, I have grape juice, so it's all right.
All right,
Purely
great. I
purely
like
for the bit. Um, I
I would be a
remember
little nervous if you were drinking a glass of red wine at 3 p. I guess it's 3 p.m.
it's
New
true.
York time. Yeah, you're
Well,
winding down.
so the worst part is the diabetic who has the Arizona chocolate egg cream soda for afterwards. No, I'm fully dangerous. No, I remember back at TIFF, knowing about it and it just not working into the schedule, but then hearing about it and
Oh yeah.
hearing that like there were
How
some
the hell did
walk-ins.
you not make it up there? I know you. I've known you now for quite a few years since Tomorrow War.
I didn't even get to go see Nirvana, which was the other big midnight
Ah,
thing,
yeah,
which is my
yeah.
favorite thing of the year at this point. I
Oh wow.
It's funny,
Hey,
Midnight Madness has
favorite
like
thing besides Napa Boy, you're
yes,
saying. You're
exactly.
not including Napa Boys. Okay, good.
That's true. No. Midnight Madness has this weird side thing where like some people make sure they go and some people just never go because they're like, I'm not going to something that late because I have to
Sure.
be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do this bullshit. And then you hear about them and you always go, I fucked up. And as soon as I heard people walked out of Napa Boys, I was like, I fucked up because I got to know why.
There. Some people walked out of Napa Boys. This is true. I will say this, but I said this to Armin and Nick is that in South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut,
Yeah.
there's a moment in the movie where they're going to see the Terrence and Phillip movie, Asses on Fire or of
S,
Fire,
S is a fire, I want to say. Yeah.
Asses of Fire, and in the movie, people are walking out of the theater like
Yeah. This is awful.
clutching their pearls or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, and at the same time, in South Park, people were also walking out of the movie, and I said to Armin, I was like, I think it's a badge of honor to have some people walk out of your movie. And I said this, I like it's kind of like a litmus test for me of like if you like this movie, because I didn't write it or direct
Yeah.
it, and I was very happy to be in it. I love those guys. I've known those guys forever. But I'm just like, to me, it's like such a funny, interesting, cool movie. And I'm like, when do you get to see a comedy that's like fully original like this? And the answer is like never.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like a litmus test of like, I'm gonna like your sense of humor if you like the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's adjacent to the stuff you got that you're in that a lot of people in. It's got a birthday boys vibe to it.
For sure. Yeah, I know. And look, I said this before, but I think my mom is cool and will like the movie.
Yeah.
But sometimes she'll be talking to her friends and she'll be like, it's the birthday boys. It's a little weird. She'd like say that to a lot of her friends who are in their 60s and
Oh, yeah.
70s, and maybe even at the time, like some in their 50s or whatever. But this movie will be, I think it will, some people are gonna really, really love it. I think a lot of people are gonna really, really
Yeah.
love it. And some people are gonna walk out like in the South Park movie, and I think that's cool. It's a badge of honor. It's awesome.
And it's the kind of movie that's designed to do that, which I appreciate. Like it's one thing like if you remember like post American Pie, like the 90s, 2000s, like raunchy comedies, the ones that were good, like were great, but then the
Yeah.
ones that were bad, you would watch and go, oh, this is just building up to a gross out joke that I can already predict. I know is not as funny as they think it is. And afterwards, I'm going to be like, well, I just saw that and didn't want to. And now there's still another hour in the movie. I love that the movie, because it is kind of parodying that kind of stuff, has such
Yeah.
long setup to the one thing that I imagine is what people walked out of that you go, you have to know what's coming. You have to know if this is going to work for you or not. Like,
100%. Yes. I mean, and that's the funny thing to me too is that you're like, oh, have we become like, has our is it so uncouth or something to show a scene like this that's been like stuff like this has been around for like there
yeah,
it's a parody of a moment like that, you know what I mean? But like you've seen this, but you've seen a version of this before. There's a very different version of that. And for people to be like, my God, it's
yeah.
like
You're like, all
grow
right.
up, dorks.
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't want you at my party anyway. Like it feels very pure, which is the thing. It feels like a bit that comedians are doing. It feels very much made for people who appreciate comedy podcasts, who appreciate, sketch comedy, like
Sure.
and the joke of here's the fourth movie. We're going to reference the other ones. They do not exist. It doesn't really make a lot of sense if you think more than a second about it, but you're supposed to just go, it's fucking funny. I don't really care.
No, I think that, I mean, I think we really have become kind of puritanical in some ways with comedy stuff, but I also hate, I was just talking about this, like podcasters and stuff like that that are like freedom of speech and all this bullshit. I'm like, this movie is interesting and is pushing boundaries and is doing new things, and it's not like trying to be an edge lord about it. It is just like literally doing something new and fun and interesting and different, and I love it. I love the movie because of that, you know what I mean? And I think that a lot of comedy fans are going to appreciate that, and so far it seems like that's the case, you know. And it won't be for everyone, but like, you know, a lot of the good stuff isn't for everybody.
No, and the fine line is whether it's funny or not. My Mindy, my girlfriend, says the same thing. You met her once. You're not
Oh
owed
yeah,
a career,
tell her I said
right?
hi.
Yeah, all the comedians who are worried about being canceled, as high up as like Seinfeld and stuff, part of it is they stop being funny, right? And they
Oh,
don't
100%.
understand they don't
Yeah,
understand that they're not owed laughs. So it's like, oh no, it's not that I'm not funny or my humor is of a different time. It's that you're wrong. It's Principal Skinner going, no, the children are wrong.
100%. That's where my head is. And I think like I think more people are gonna love it than not love it. But I love that it was divisive at TIFF. It was very fun for
And that it can
a
be.
lot of people went into it not knowing what the hell it was
No,
either. So
I love I remember I was sitting at my goddamn fucking doctor's office. It was one of those things you're just waiting, you got nothing to do. So I'm reading the descriptions because I know what I'm, making my schedule and I kind of know what I'm planning to see. And I'm reading that one and I'm going, oh, this is going to get people who are not aware that this is anything relating to any of the things we just mentioned, which if right? But they're going to walk
yeah.
in going, oh, there's this like indie comedy or like maybe this is like an awardsy thing. Like I'm guilty of that. I try to, go to these things and pay my bills via awards, but like, yeah, it's setting up for the wrong crowd. But at a festival, that's kind of fun. I forget what I was probably watching that night, like The Lost Bus or something. That like it's fine, it's a good movie, but you're sitting there going,
You went and saw the Lost Bus over
I don't.
Napa Boys, and I like the Lost Bus. I don't dislike the Lost Bus. I
I
watched it
am
with my mom, and we had a good time.
I am actually going
I'm
to
I'm just
look
being
up.
mad at you right
No,
now for
no, no.
not being at the Napa Boys over the Lost Bus.
I am looking up what I probably went to see. I don't. I'm gonna try to figure it out. Let me see if I can figure it out while we do this. But it's very
The
funny that
Apple original Lost Bus, is that what it was?
yes, it was an Apple. It was Paul Greengrass, but no, that movie came and
Hey,
went.
I love Greengrass. He's great.
That was like Friday night, so I don't think it was the right one. I don't remember what night you guys were. Do you remember what night you were?
We were either Friday or Saturday night. Someone in the chat will probably know,
Yeah.
but someone watching us here.
Oh, if it's Friday, I have no good excuse because I went to the Lost Bus. If it's Saturday, I do have a good excuse because it was Knives Out and a party afterwards.
Oh, okay. You need to see what is the
That was
what's
a
the,
Wake Up Dead Man.
yeah, but what's the character's name? What is it?
Oh,
What is it?
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc. The
Uh,
old Benoit Blanc, a new Benoit Blanc mystery.
Probably the
Which
last
it
one
is.
of
Is
them.
that the third?
That's
You'd rather see the third Knives Out than the fourth Napa Boys movie,
Well, I
right?
had more catching up to do. I had to figure out what was going on with the amulet and the sommelier. But
Uh,
I
that's that.
also,
That to me is. I think we're lucky in a way that it wasn't Sideways presents Napa Boys for that. Maybe would have gotten more awards people into
I mean,
the.
it would have been funny. I mean, the other big midnight movie was Nirvana, which is also Nirvana, the band, the film, the movie. Nobody knows what the hell that means. You have to
Yeah,
see the
yeah.
movie, and then I tell people, oh, by the way, it's also a remake of Back to the Future that you're going to be stunned it's legally made. Is people just lose
I,
their mind? That's the fun
well,
of
is
it.
that a spoiler? I haven't seen it yet.
No, I mean, well, Nick's seen it, so you should ask him about it. I saw his letterbox. It was just, how did they get away with this? Or like, how did
Oh,
they make it?
who Weiger?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah. Now
yeah.
I can stalk people on letterbox and see what they're up to.
Yeah.
No, it's one of those movies that I could tell you nothing or everything, and you'd still be like baffled by how they did it on that
I'm
budget.
excited. I'm excited to see it. I gotta see it. It was yeah, it was up there. It was I was trying to see it when I was up at TIFF, but I didn't get the chance
Well, there's
to.
no time to see things when you're there with a movie.
I went and saw the Lost Bus instead.
There you go. That's the one. It's funny that unfortunately, this is the most that's been mentioned of that movie in 6 months at this point.
I Lost Bus it was a great I call it like a great mom movie. Like I like Paul Greengrass, but it was a great movie to watch with my mom.
Oh yeah, no, you well screener season. My grandmother's 87. I know what I can bring her and what I can't. You think she's seen
Are
Sinners? No, but she's
you
sure
gonna show
seen
her Napa
Franklin Blue.
Boys?
Oh, I would 100% show her that. I actually am tempted to see because if she can make it through that, she'd like it. Also, it is the kind of movie that it's so random what happens in it. There's no real way to prepare someone for it. Like,
Yeah,
there's a cameo in it that's very delightful to me because I'm a big fan of the filmmaker who shows up, and it
sure.
makes both the most sense and absolutely no sense that they would be in this movie.
I love that moment, and I try not to spoil it, but I really love that moment.
Yeah, it kind of is perfect to the vibe of the movie of that, this is the fourth one. It's a franchise. We're just kind of wandering around in this world we've created, never told you about, and I'm giving you no help in figuring out. By the way, other people who do that could just wander in their own little thing. Like it's kind of perfect for that.
I think if you don't get the idea of the movie, at that point
Yeah.
you should. Yeah.
Yes, there's a couple of scenes. That's a good one of if this hasn't clicked for you, it's either not going to, or you've
Yeah.
just kind of gathered what we're up to. And I think there's also not enough movies like that. There.
100% agree with you.
I mean, I know you're right.
I think it's them trusting the audience and trusting, people who want something like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that they're making something that I mean, first of all, they're making something that I think that you know, that they're proud of and that makes them laugh. And then I think that they know that like audiences are eager for something like that. And I think a lot of people are gonna really I do think people are gonna love it.
totally. Because I mean, the first number one is, do you like it, right? And why would you do something you don't like? Even when you're struggling, you don't really want to do something that you're like, this sucks. This is not going to be. I'm not
Oh,
going to
for
be able to.
sure.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, like,
yeah,
yeah, you do a lot of stuff you don't. I mean, like, I've been lucky in that there is like a lot of the stuff I've done I like doing. You know what
yeah,
I mean? But like, there's other stuff where you're like, oh, all right, I don't know if I want. And then for this movie, I mean, like, I've known Narman for 20
yeah,
years, so it's not like I've always loved him and I've always thought he was hilarious and unique and a genius. So like, and same with Nick. And I've known Nick a little bit less time, but not even, I've known him for probably 15 years now or something. But a genius. And also those guys love movies so much. They both have encyclopedic knowledge of movies for real. They know they like they'll reference things that go over my head a lot of the time.
yeah.
And I love movies.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they know everything. And it is a Armin says it at one point when he's on the ground, but we're Lawrence of Arabia. I
Yeah.
mean, like all like making something special is important to those guys. I think they did it.
Oh yeah, and especially to be able to still get everyone together because some people are doing bigger things. Like listen, it's not that they can't get a Mike Mitchell, but like
They certainly could.
I guarantee you that compared to 5 years ago, like for the Tomorrow War, when it was a big deal to be like, oh shit, I'm in a movie. Like, guys, we have to figure out a way to do Doughboys while I'm not in the room because I'm going to make a movie. Fuck you. I gotta go make this. To now,
Yeah.
when like you definitely have gotten sent something where you could read and go, I can pass on this and not be like my career is over if I say no. That's a huge deal though.
Yeah, I can. Do I? No, normally
Yeah.
no. I just do it. I mean, for me, in the last like 2 years, like the stuff that I've had the most, I've loved doing Twisted Metal. Like that's
Yeah.
and like the showrunner was so great, and I had a great experience doing that show, and I love it. But I had so much fun in the last 2 years doing like indie movies and just things that people were really passionate about. And Nick and Armin were really passionate about this movie
Mm.
and it's awesome what's happening with it. I'm so happy people are going to get to see it. And I think it's going to be a cult favorite. I think.
100%. It's definitely
Yeah,
going to be a college movie also. It's definitely going to be a movie that like
for sure.
a certain type of college student who, has a certain interest level, let's say, they will
Sure.
definitely be watching that and it'll become that thing they watch a million times. And because it never is the movie you think will hit, right? It's never the big, like, if you design something to be that way, it never works, right? People see through it. It's the ones that kind of
100%.
like accidentally become that way. Because if you think about what you watched in college, you watched like movies aimed at yourself but you also would find these weird things that like if you think back to why did we watch and you say whatever the thing was 10 times in 4 years, like why was that the movie that we all gather around and watch? It's not meant to be that way at all. So for a movie to kind of organically be that way is huge. It's huge. It's great.
I mean, it's extremely flattering to be ever be, and you know, I didn't write or direct the movie, so I can
Oh,
be a little bit more open about this and be like, oh, I agree with it. It's like it is a
yeah,
good comparison, and I think it's, but what Hot American Summer is so good, and like people comparing it to that is an honor because that's
yeah,
it's one it's I love that movie. And you know, I think that it's too kind or whatever, but like it's awesome to hear people say that because
listen,
you know that's I think that that's like you know they were
no.
going for a version of that in a way.
Which is funny because David has a movie that just played Sundance that'll be out at some point this year. You just had an indie movie
And David's in the
out.
movies
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
marketing. There you go. You just had Fear of Flying hit on digital. I got to catch up with that one. I remember you telling me
Yeah.
about it years ago.
That is also in that was like that was made for like 1/10 the budget of Napa Boys, and it was and Napa Boys had like no budget.
Yeah,
Just to be clear, these were all like very, very, very independent movies, and I'm proud of both of them.
yeah. Paid in cat food essentially on both of them.
100%. Yeah. Which hey, while I
Good for
ain't earn,
you.
I gotta eat. So
Exactly. You're like, if there's enough, I'm willing to listen. No, it's funny when I saw that it was just hitting digital and it was right around this time. I was like, I have to figure out a way to see both so I can start bugging you again about it. But no, this one's great. And
yeah, yeah,
so singular and so
and weird and
yeah,
great. Yeah,
and
weird.
then for people to have like that feeling about as opposed to that there's a polished comedy that like a lot of you guys I think when you first started out was like that's the goal, right? One day to get like, oh, we'll make the like $30 million Hollywood comedy, it'll make 100 million, all of a sudden we're famous, right? And that happens for some people, especially if you become friends with Judd, that often happens. But like there's something about doing it the smaller way. And also we've talked about this over here, like podcasts. That's the difference. Like the in between is you kind of can do a comedy show every week and you can kind of develop your own sense. And like that, I
Sure.
think in a lot of ways, Napa Boys may not happen without like the various podcasts that you and everyone involved has done over the years.
Oh, that's too kind. But I'm so proud of those guys for doing it. You know what I mean? Like I think there's just you know a lot of the time you sit around and wait for people to tell you stuff in Hollywood, or you have them tell you no, and
Yeah.
these guys just did it, and then they went out and made it, and I think that's the coolest thing in the world. And you know, and I'm so honored to be a part of something like that. You know,
Yeah.
it's awesome for me, and I want more people that I know and love and know who are so talented to do it, not, you know, like you know, the restraints of all this bullshit that like doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously it's so hard to make a movie, and credit to the producer who's listening now and the people who made it happen, you know, but like to go out there and just do it, I'm very, very happy for Armin and Nick, who I think are like you know they're hilarious and they're geniuses. And did you talk to them yet or no?
No, not yet. When I knew you were available, I was like, this is too easy. I have to. Why would I not?
Sure. Yeah.
It
Well,
is
they're
funny to
great
be like,
and they're great and weird. They're just like the movie.
yeah,
They're hilarious and genius, and they're weirdos too.
yeah.
So
Listen, I'm a lazy man and I like when my work's easy. It's like, well, I could text him, but I could also just make him come on camera and talk to me and get content.
yeah,
And that's just
what the
smart.
fuck? Yeah, what is this? You could have
Yeah,
just texted me.
true. I believe you owe me a text, but that's fine. No.
Oh, geez, I'm behind on
It's
everything.
all
I'm
right.
sorry.
I almost sent you one a couple weeks ago, but I was like, you don't need me to be like, I'm glad I don't have to congratulate you on another Super Bowl.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you definitely didn't have to do that.
I thought
I
about
have
it, but I was like, that's almost too mean for like someone who's friends, but like, could easily just not be my friend very easily.
here's my current text count right now. Can you see it?
Yeah. I see it's in the fours. That's about
Yeah, it's
right.
one. There it is.
Yep, 11:29. That's about right. That sounds like
Yeah.
I
Email's not as bad, but the phone is kind of bad,
my
is pretty bad. The
my
phone is like
emails are
800.
worse actually. Wait, hang on. If you can see mine.
What do you got? Fourth, I
Seven
got
7,770. It just went up. I just got 5 emails while we were talking.
I had my AOL email attached to it, so it was like 350,000 at one point because I've had it since I was a child.
Oh, that is my AOL email. My Gmail has 12,000.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we're
Emails were close on.
that's true.
Well, I mean,
We're
my
there.
AOL was really bad. That's what I used when I first got to like LA because I thought it was funny to use an AOL email,
No,
and
I
it's
just
not
never.
it's not a good move.
No, I never got rid of it. When I started the site, I got a Gmail, and now when I have to audibly say my email to people, I apologize afterwards. It's like,
That's
yeah,
what
I
I went
know.
through until I got the Gmail. Now I feel good about it. And
Exactly.
who knows if I ever would have gotten on Napa Boys if I hadn't gotten my Gmail.
That's
Who knows
true.
if Armin would have been able to contact me. I'm sure he would have
I think he
texted
would
me
have
at some
like
point.
been on Doughboys and been like, "Do you want to do this? Let me know. I've been trying to
Which
contact you."
they're kicking off Much Madness, Armin and Nick.
There you go. No, that's
Yep.
exciting. No, I
Hmm.
I I love doing this. I love chatting with you. I love being able to talk about things that are weird and different and honestly need an audience. Like it's
I
very
love it,
easy
dude.
to yeah,
No,
very
thank you.
easy.
You've always been a champion of getting my stuff out there, and I appreciate that, of course. But also, yeah, it's been good to see you because it's just been a while.
I know. Listen, well, I will send you a message and we'll see what happens after that. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be in
I
your neck. I'll be in New York at some point soon. So
excellent. Yeah, last time you were here for the show, and I think you saw a Celtics game, right? Celtics Knicks.
and I also, well, actually, they won that
Yeah,
game,
they did.
but
They
then
did. You were doing the show while they were losing, though. I did look at my phone during the show and go, he's gonna be pissed later when I see him.
I was pissed. But you know what?
No,
Neither of us won in the
that's
end.
true.
So
I
it's,
think you were. I'm a Nets fan. I lose anyway.
oh, right.
Um,
I forgot you're a Nets fan.
yeah, no, I don't. As Mindy tells me, I don't like sports. Is what her theory is. The
I
Mets, the
agree.
Jets, the Nets, and the Devils. It's bad. It's
That's
pretty
fucking
bad.
rough.
Yeah.
I know.
Listen,
I was rooting for the Jets. My college roommate was a Jets fan. I just feel bad.
yeah, it's
We're
you know
we're too lucky on our side.
no, you had 2 bad years. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Immediately fixed things and stole the coach we wanted. So, good, great. Thanks for that.
Sorry.
No,
Well, I gave you Napa Boys, and well,
that's
I
true.
didn't, but I was a part of it in a way.
Like I went, I didn't make it. I'm just in it, but I gave it to you. That's fair. Uh, pleasure as always, my friend. I will keep.
Oh, by the way, I want to say this. Shout out the artwork in the Pucks podcast
Yes.
is based on the dope. It's based on the Doughboys artwork.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. So just a little Doughboys fun fact in there too.
Oh, that's great. And I love Doughboys. I'm only several years behind, but it's okay.
You're
It's
good. Don't worry.
I can't. I like to listen in bed and fall asleep because it's kind of like, oh, I'm listening to people I know. But it's weird when it's about food to like
Yeah,
fall asleep to food. So it's like I listen to like Get Played more when I fall asleep, and it's like
sure.
I have weird Metal Gear Solid dreams instead.
I think that you made the wrong choice, but it's fine.
That's fine. Listen, I will next time you're here. Listen, I've given you money. I think I'm okay. I've done more than some of your actual friends.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Exactly. Pleasure as always, my friend. Let's do this again, and I'll keep championing the film for you.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. And also, by the way, I did introduce Armin and Nick, so I think I am actually responsible for the movie. You can print that.
I,
Uh,
I I will put it in there, and I
put it in
can't wait
there
for
because
the.
I,
I
I
can't
just
wait
I
for
would
the.
like to get Armin and Nick mad at least. All right.
It's fine. Everyone named Nick should be mad at you at some point. It's great.
I'll see
Awesome.
you, buddy.
Take care, man.